You see there from the great city of St. Louis, where Dan Deardorff is also from. 26 wins, 17 knockouts, but he has never fought anything resembling a world-class opponent or even kind of a fringe contender. Very untested, needs seasoning. Be interesting to see how he reacts to this big opportunity today.
Well, we're ready to go with this one. Now it's time for our regular feature on what's new in the world of sports science and technology.
Sports and Science Converge, brought to you by AT&T, sponsor of the '92 U.S. Olympic team. To many fans, boxing is an old-fashioned sport of brute strength. But in the high-tech '90s, training methods have become more complex than ever before. World heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield credits much of his success to the creative workout methods of his strength and conditioning trainer.
One of the most important things is to be innovative enough to come up with games, if you will, maybe a new piece of equipment that does work to break the monotony.
Hallmark developed the reaction piece to improve a boxer's reactions and reflexes. By changing the routine of having a sparring partner, it helps keep the fighter mentally upbeat while maintaining conditioning. Hallmark is a big believer in exercise-specific equipment. The Vertimax improves explosive speed, vital to a fighter's ability to throw a body shot, by emphasizing the hamstring and quadriceps. And the boxing vest provides the necessary resistance to improve upper body strength. Some trainers swear by these new methods.
Probably the single most important thing that's happened in the sport of boxing in years when it comes to conditioning and training.
Brought to you by AT&T, proud sponsor of the '92 U.S. Olympic team.
Did you know the cost of 2 9-page fax transmissions from these Philadelphia newspapers to Chicago may surprise you?
I got an exclusive interview.
With AT&T Pro Watts, your business can't get a more accurate way to send a fax.
She talks a lot.
And our prices are extremely competitive. Even though the other company would like you to believe, they always save you lots of money.
Wait a minute. That's news to me. Can I quote you on that?
AT&T Pro Watts, another AT&T advantage.
The crowd of 6,000 cheers lustily for Terry Norris. Here's the tail of the tape. You see that both fighters come in light. The weight was 154 pounds. The only difference, Norris 3 years older than Daniels. The WBC rules are in effect. The 10-point must, no 3 knockdown rule or standing 8 count. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the final round, and only the referee can stop the fight. And that referee is this man, Lou Filippo, from California, and we are ready to go for the WBC Super Welterweight title held by Terry Norris. And of course, just to make our job easy, both fighters come out wearing white trunks.
Thank Terry for wearing the trunks with the fringe on the side.
Yes. Carl Daniels has green trim. You can see Norris has the red markings on the front of both of his legs, the tassels.
Also, Carl Daniels is a southpaw. That'll help people.
That will help, but again, not made for television is both fighters wearing the same colored trunk. Terry Norris with the tremendous hand speed. Alex, I think back to the first time we saw him in that short-lived fight against Julian Jackson, how impressed we were with the great hand speed of Terry Norris.
Good left lead there by Carl Daniels, the challenger on the right. Carl has, quick hands of his own. We should set up the fact that he was an outstanding amateur, a world junior champion in 1987, but amazingly, a year later, he turned pro. The flyweight weight division is 112 pounds. Turned pro at 143 pounds, 31 pounds heavier in a little bit more than a year.
Well, they use the term all the time in boxing about a huge step up in class. That falls short in describing what Carl Daniels is doing today and taking on a talent the likes of Terry Norris.
I guess part of our job here also, in addition to following the fight, is trying to figure out what Terry Norris's head says. I haven't come up with it yet.
Again, a reminder, I'm going to have to do this periodically throughout the fight. Norris is with the red trims. You see the red tassels on his shoes. The green trim belongs to the challenger, Carl Daniels. Both of them obviously wearing white trunks. See Green, think Daniels.
Interesting that Carl has come in here and is not frozen. First title shot. We've emphasized that he's never come close to facing anybody remotely in the neighborhood of Terry Norris's class. He's been in here throwing punches and not intimidated by the occasion.
He threw that left and
just
got a little off balance.
Yeah, but he just got very low under a number of punches by Terry Norris and came up with a combination of his own. One of the storylines behind this fight is the fact that Carl Daniels is in his first fight under new management, and that management is Donald Curry, none other than the man who Terry Norris knocked out and retired last year. And Donald Curry chose to put his young, unbeaten fighter in with Terry Norris, saying that he thinks he can beat him, and it's a tremendous opportunity that they could not afford to pass up.
And I think he also thinks that at 21, a loss wouldn't be devastating to Daniels. The end of the first round.
Samson, darling, that old loincloth does nothing for you.
It's comfortable, Delilah. What should I wear?
Gird those lovely loins in something temptingly different.
Ribbed whites?
From Fruit of the Loom.
Hey, incredible! This ribbed cotton is more than comfortable.
It moves with you.
Yeah, and the cut's trimmer.
I see, my mighty one.
They feel great!
For extra comfort and style, pick Fruit of the Loom ribbed whites.
Sam, I told you to get a haircut.
To get rid of her gray, my wife can spend 40 minutes. But I discovered this 5-minute hair coloring.
The revolutionary discovery called Just for Men from the leader in men's hair coloring. Simply apply Just for Men and in 5 minutes shampoo out.
Gray is blended away. The look of my natural color is back in 5 minutes. That was me, and it won't fade or wash out.
My hair takes forever, but you look great in just 5 minutes.
The look of your natural color in just 5 minutes with Just for Men.
Carl Daniels comes flying out of his corner here in the beginning of the second round, and now we have a little World Wrestling Federation action up here. Carl Daniels acting like this is the last round.
Well, he's trying very hard to demonstrate that he is not intimidated and is not in here just for a payday and for, Terry Norris is going to have to fight to retain his championship.
Terry Norris has the word San Diego written across the back of his head, and there's his father, Orland Norris Sr., who's at ringside and looks on. Orland, a club fighter in his day, and of course his son, Orland Jr., a heavyweight of some note.
Good right jab there by Carl Daniels. Terry Norris told us yesterday that fighting southpaws would not bother him. But when you fight a southpaw and you try to box with him, it can be difficult. Oh, good right hand. And Norris was wobbled and holds on.
Falling away, Carl Daniels threw a right-hand counter that caught Norris right on the chin.
And right now, it's Carl Daniels with his back to you, the southpaw who looks like the champion, and Terry Norris, the 10-1 favorite, who looks like the challenger. Still very early.
Very early is right, only the second round, but still, so many times you see the challenger go out tight, and another good punch. Look at Carl Daniels get on the bicycle, and now this is just plain wrestling here. Filippo's got to get in and separate these.
Oh, but the right jab of Carl Daniels is just connected with force. That's a slip.
Well, that was a slip or a throw.
Maybe.
I mean, that was Norris just threw Daniels to the ground and gets warned by Filippo. But you're right. Norris appears to be confused by Daniels' southpaw style.
And especially the right jab coming from that side. He says he had plenty of sparring with the southpaw.
Oh, a good left hand by Daniels gets in. Carl is very effective in coming from the right, coming from the left, changing up and coming back from the opposite direction. A jab, that time scored by Daniels.
Okay, hold it right there. We'll go for jab, Carl.
And right now, Carl Daniels has a very confident look on his face.
Come on, punch out. Get that arm out. Punch out.
This is a very pro-Norris crowd here. In excess of 5,000 people here in San Diego. And they're a little taken back right now. Oh, a good right hand by Carl Daniels, who's turned in a very solid second round.
You take me back.
Action in the opening seconds of the third round here in San Diego, California. I'm Dan Eardorf along with Alex Swallow on the Fruit of the Loom Professional Boxing Series. And it was a strong second round turned in by challenger Carl Daniels, who again has the green trim on his white trunks. The champion Terry Norris, who just landed a couple good punches, has the red trim.
They say the way to beat a southpaw is with right-hand leads, and Terry just landed a good one.
And right now, Norris appears to have a more focused look on his face.
Yeah, and Carl's not throwing as much. Carl came out trying to send a message in the opening seconds of round 2. Won that round, I thought, convincingly. Laying back a little bit here. Maybe it suddenly hit him. Jeez.
Yeah.
I just won a round in a world championship fight.
Would not be wise for Daniels to start thinking like that. But Terry Norris, clearly more assertive here in the third round.
And making Daniels miss more. There's the right jab that Carl was landing so much in round 2.
Oh, and a mouthpiece just came out. I'm not sure whose it is.
Under the rules, when there's a break in the action, the action needs to be stopped. Terry Norris's mouth was bloodied in the second round.
I'm not sure which. Can you tell?
The referee Lou Filippo threw it over to this corner, the Daniels corner. So it must be Carl. But it's actually Terry who's fighting like a man who's lost his mouthpiece.
That was a good left hand finally, but not until Daniels had scored with about 5 punches. Oh, and Terry Norris, a right to the head.
It is Carl who's missing the mouthpiece. Scoring left-hand lead. Now the referee just called time and he'll replace the mouthpiece. I'm not sure there was any more of a break in the action there.
No.
It was.
No.
But the referee said, well, if I wait for a break, I might be waiting between rounds.
Again, Californian Lou Filippo is the referee in today's scheduled 12-rounder. And for those of you who've already figured out these two fighters, I have to keep reminding people, Norris is in the red trim. Carl Daniels, the challenger, in the green trim.
And Norris has the white fringe. And Daniels is the southpaw, who's on the right of your screen right now. Only 21 years old, Carl Daniels.
And the man who rented his head to the San Diego Chamber of Commerce is Terry Norris, as the word San Diego emblazoned on the back of his head.
Terry Norris carrying his left too low. Oh, good scoring left by Daniels.
We've come to the end of round number 3. In round number 4, Norris and Daniels, and Terry Norris, after the bell had obviously sounded to end the third round, connected with a solid punch on Carl Daniels. A legitimate cheap shot, Alex. It was, it looked intentional to me.
Well, that's tough to judge. One of Terry's 3 losses is a disqualification loss, hitting a man when he was down. And you would think that he would have learned from that not to take shots like that, because they can result in losses. He hit Donald Curry when Donald was down in the 8th round. That was a closer call than the one that resulted in the disqualification, but he should avoid that. And I really hate it. I mean, to get a cheap shot like that, even taking a point away sometimes, doesn't make up for the damage that's done.
Well, the damage that can be done is when the other fighter is totally relaxed. Good right hand by Norris, and Daniels appears to be not stunned, but it caught his attention.
Yeah, the thing to watch in Carl Daniels is his condition.
Hold it right there. Hold it.
He's only been 10 rounds twice in his career. You see the bad blood there between the two men.
Yeah, and
referee losing control a little bit.
Yeah, that time Filippo was trying to separate the fighters, and both of them were doing it.
Both men cut in the mouth.
We mentioned that Carl Daniels has a new manager, and there he is, the Cobra, Donald Curry.
Get up, Carl!
Looking on intently, and boy, what a talk about hand speed. That man had some.
Donald is quiet in his new role as he was when he was a fighter. He's just a very quiet, soft-spoken guy.
Oh, a good right hand by Terry Norris, and Carl Daniels' head really snapped.
Good body work by Terry Norris.
Daniels fighting back.
Yes, you might have seen right there, Terry Norris coming to say, come on. He's going to try to set a pace that Carl Daniels, green 21-year-old challenger, cannot keep up with. He reasserted himself in the last round. He's trying to keep that pace up here.
Daniels has improved defensively.
It just seems
more
right.
Confident fighter.
Dan, it just seems right here that Carl Daniels, you see they're backpedaling on the right of your screen now, is having to work harder to stay even. Terry Norris, the champion, seems much more relaxed, pacing himself more, keeping his energy. It seems like Carl Daniels is almost desperate at this point.
That was a great right hand by Norris to the body, but Daniels fights back. But you're right, Alex. I agree with you. You can see Terry Norris really beginning to take control. This championship bout is scheduled for 12 rounds. That must seem a long way for Carl Daniels here at the end of the fourth.
It's not easy to pull yourself away.
Here we go, round 5.
You saw it between rounds at the end of the 1-minute break. Kind of the experience coming into play. Terry Norris relaxed on his stool right until the bell. Carl Daniels, all that nervous energy of youth, bounced up with 15 seconds to go and was on his feet, not conserving his energy.
I mean, again, a reminder what a giant step this is for Daniels, who's never even fought a ranked fighter. And now all of a sudden in with the man who sent Sugar Ray Leonard and Donald Curry. They're good left hand by Daniels. Norris walked into that one, but again, the Carl Daniels is performing this well, I think is admirable.
Yeah, I do too, and I think no matter what happens in the rest of this fight, I think it means that the gamble that Carl and his manager, Donald Curry, took, I think has paid off. They said that even if we lose this fight, if Carl looks good, then it's been a plus, and I think that's right, provided, Dan, that he does not get a devastating knockout.
Well, of course, if he needed some advice on that, he could ask the guy he's fighting. We saw Julian Jackson in the second round catch Terry Norris with a devastating right hand, and it was lights out. And yet Norris successfully fought back and shook it off. But a lot of men don't.
Most men don't. Most men never come back from a bad beating. Never, and certainly don't improve.
We want to remind our local ABC stations that at the end of this round, we'll be taking a station break.
Carl Daniels, on the left of your screen, claimed he was in the best condition of his life coming in. Everybody says that coming in. I think in this case it's true. I think he did prepare himself.
Oh, a good right hand by Daniels, but then a combination left-right by Norris, both of them scoring. Negated that.
We're in the fifth. Since round 3, Terry Norris has been back in control of this fight. Good body work by Terry Norris, the champion.
One thing we haven't seen from Norris is a lot of multiple combinations. We've seen him in the past unleash 4- and 5-punch flurries.
Dan, I think that's their referee breaks them. I'm not quite sure why. Their hands were free. But anyway, I think the reason for that is a southpaw stance. I think when your punches come off your jab, tough jab with the southpaw, and I just think that's the reason. He's had to find him a little bit more. But he's really letting the combinations go now. Again, the referee coming in.
Filippo warning both fighters.
And I'm not sure for what.
We're coming to the end of the fifth, and we'll return with more Fruit of the Loom professional boxing after a word from our ABC station.
No.
In the 6th round here in San Diego, Terry Norris and Carl Daniels. Terry Norris grew up in Lubbock, Texas. Carl Daniels in St. Louis, Missouri. Daniels undefeated, but never has he faced anyone the likes of the champion here today. We mentioned that most of the people here in the building are rooting for Terry Norris, and that includes his mother, Emily, who's right alongside. Pain and consternation. I wouldn't want to be in her shoes. Clear out of the ring. A combination by Norris that finished with a sharp left hand right to the jaw. Boy, that was a compact punch by the champ.
And Carl Daniels, who was busted up in the mouth the last time he lost his mouthpiece, he's going to take further damage here.
Well, Carl Daniels, who by his own admission didn't train as hard as I could have, says he has spent 7 brutal weeks with Donald Curry at his training facility down at Fort Worth. And this is a Carl Daniels, Alex, who appears to be on the right road. And, of course, Terry Norris, on the other hand, one of the most talented fighters in any weight class.
Carl Daniels on the right of your screen, Dan, was stagnating, fighting the collection of really no-talent opponents that he was, and it's interesting to see that he responded well. Win or lose, he responded well here. The talent he showed as an amateur has come out in him fighting an outstanding champion.
Oh, and there comes the mouthpiece back. The crowd booing, but Filippo doing the right thing. Again, Carl Daniels has the green trim. Terry Norris, the tassels, and the red trim. Norris, the champion.
The chant of Terry Reed from the hometown fans.
We're in the building where the San Diego Clippers used to play before they moved up the freeway to Los Angeles. It's a big building. And a good crowd on hand here today. Good exchange by both fighters. This fight is scheduled for 12 rounds, and we're halfway there.
Terry Norris on the left. Watch the combination in the last round. Boom, boom, and the left knocked the mouthpiece out of Carl Daniels.
The beginning of round 7. For once, they accommodated us. The two were slow coming out of their corners. Thank you, fellas.
If it goes the distance, Dan, we're halfway. I have Terry Norris ahead by 4 points in rounds. In points, 5-1 in rounds, giving Carl Daniels the second round. There have been close ones. I thought the first was perhaps even.
Well, given our record, Daniels will probably win the fight then. There is Terry Norris's wife, Kelly, who's sitting alongside as well. And you can see the head movement, the body English. She's into it. And right now, Terry Norris is trying to get into Carl Daniels. And there is a good combination. Appears to have hurt Carl Daniels. And you can see Daniels wanting to turn his back on Norris. Carl Daniels is hurt.
And should be holding on, but he fights back. Stopped Terry momentarily. But Terry Norris is right now stalking his challenger.
Daniels appeared to be disoriented. It looked like he was considering turning his back. Oh, and a good body punch by Norris.
And Terry would do very well if he did more of that body punching.
A minute and 20 seconds left in the 7th round. That can be an eternity for a fighter in trouble.
Terry Norris being very patient, as he has throughout his career when he has a man hurt. He has been criticized for not finishing well. He chooses not to take unnecessary chances.
Well, and he's fighting somebody who's still throwing punches. Good jab. Oh, Terry Norris he even got excited about it and then came back with a 3-punch flurry. And right now, Terry Norris, the showman, starts to come on.
And Lou Filippo, the referee, is looking very closely. Carl Daniels fighting back, but bloodied in the mouth and taking punishment.
Oh, another good right hand by Norris. Daniels needs to make it another 30 seconds here in the 7th.
He is not forced to clinch yet. He's just gotten on his bicycle, occasionally throwing flurries. Terry Norris has not stepped it up. He has not jumped on his man. You can agree with him, you can disagree with him, but this has been his style throughout his career.
Well, it looked for a while that Carl Daniels might not make it to the end of the 7th, but it appears he has.
Warning, up to half of all engine wear can happen.
It was Donald Curry yelling words of encouragement to Carl Daniels there on the left of your screen in the green trim. He's the challenger, and he was rocked in the 7th round. Terry Norris, the champion there, wearing the red trim on the right of your screen right now, landed some great shots on Carl Daniels, one knocking his mouthpiece clear out of the ring.
And you'll see the effect when Carl comes around. His left eye is swelling badly. The effect you can't see as readily, but I think is also a big factor, is the body punches that Terry Norris sunk in the early rounds.
Carl Daniels started strong. Norris appeared to be not unsure of himself, but just cautious in the first 2 rounds. But Terry Norris right now is the man behind the driving wheel of this fight.
You're absolutely correct, Dan, but it's still curious to me, and I think to a lot of people who followed his career, why Terry would come out here in the first minute of a round in which he had his man badly hurt and hasn't really thrown a punch. I mean, hasn't done a lot of work. It may be that he knows his body obviously better than we do, and he expended a lot of energy, and he knows he needs to pace himself. And for the time being, I think we'll just have to assume that's the case.
Yeah, it's I don't know what else it could be. I mean, his instincts are such that you would think that they'd be telling him to come in and try to finish off Daniels. Again, a reminder, Daniels a southpaw. The jab comes with the right hand. I mean, Norris on the right-hand side. And he has it all. Hand speed, power, the total package. And yes, for those of you that are wondering, that is Muhammad Ali sitting there on the far side of the ring. He's here to take in this fight. And there is Muhammad right here. And Alex, you got some news on a show coming up.
Yeah, coming up on March 1st, Dan, a primetime special honoring Muhammad Ali, 50th birthday celebration. Billy Crystal, Whitney Houston, uppercut there. Oh, and Carl Daniels is hurt.
Well, Daniels was reacting to what looked like a low blow by Norris, and then he ate a right hand.
A right uppercut.
And right now, Terry Norris is going after Daniels, and look at the left eye of Daniels. It is starting to close completely. And timeout here by referee Lou Filippo.
Mouthpiece again.
Mouthpiece again. That's the 3rd time that Daniels has lost it. But Daniels' left eye is almost swollen shut. We're coming towards the end of the 8th round.
Ever wonder why your face hurts after you shave?
The fighters meet in the middle of the ring for the 9th round. Terry Norris goes down to his feet, but look at the left eye of Carl Daniels. It is swelling badly. Daniels on the right of your screen. You can see it there.
He's squinting. He's blinking.
I'm not sure how much vision he has out of that eye at all, Alex. A reminder that you can join us tomorrow on ABC Sports for a college basketball doubleheader. It's a 7-Up shootout live from St. Petersburg beginning at 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific. Game 1 has Florida State taking on the Blue Demons of DePaul, and then in Game 2, we'll showcase 5th-ranked Arizona against the Temple Owls. 2-for-1 hoops. That's tomorrow right here, live on ABC Sports.
You see the guts of Carl Daniels still trying. Terry Norris with his experience, only 24, but a lot more experience than Carl Daniels. Terry Norris has been in bouts with 7 men who have fought or held the world championship at one time. This is Carl Daniels' first title fight. And Terry Norris is pacing himself early, and perhaps in this round, round 9, he'll come on in the closing minute the way he did in round 8. Allows Carl Daniels to expend some energy early, takes out whatever he has in his tank, and then comes on when he's running a little bit low.
And Donald Curry was telling Carl Daniels asking him, using every cliche, digging deep, fighting with pain, whatever came to his mind to try to inspire Carl Daniels, because I'm not sure how much vision he has out of that left eye at all anymore. And Terry Norris right now, the stalker. It is Carl Daniels who's in a defensive mode all the way.
We talked earlier about a right-hand lead being the punch to throw against a southpaw. It's also the punch to throw against a southpaw who can't see out of his left eye.
Really? Ooh, a big right hand, and if that would have caught Daniels, that was, are they going to rule that a knockdown? No, no. He was thrown to the ground by Terry Daniels, and by Terry Norris, rather. We've seen some wrestling in this fight. Oh, good combination of Carl Daniels. His legs are gone.
And that's it.
Carl Daniels is down, and that's it. Lou Filippo stops the fight, and wisely so. Carl Daniels wanted to get back up, being consoled by the referee, but his legs were gone. You can't argue with that stoppage.
No, not at all, and it's Carl Daniels right now doesn't believe it, but that's the best thing that could have happened to him. Yeah. All he was going to do was take more punishment.
A game performance by Carl Daniels, and really a methodical performance by Terry Norris.
Let's take a look. This is a wide angle of the end of the fight. Carl Daniels backed onto the ropes on the left, right hand, trying to get his legs under him, over to the other ropes, again the right hand. And I think Lou Filippo had decided even before the punches that caused the knockdown to jump in and stop the fight.
Well, Alex, when a fighter goes down like that, you can't blame him for making that assessment.
No, it was a fight well stopped, as they say in England.
I mean, Carl Daniels just goes down face first.
It was that little inside left, I think, that dropped him. That little inside left.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 2 minutes, 37 seconds in round number 9. The referee in charge, Lou Filippo, stops the contest. The winner by way of knockout and still WBC Super Welterweight Champion, Terrible Terry Norris.
Terry Norris adds that 31st win, and Carl Daniels, the first loss of his professional career. He now drops to 26-1. We'll be back with interviews with the fighters here from San Diego as Terry Norris, still the champion. Stay with us. Here we are back in San Diego. Alex Wallow has made his way up to the ring. Let's go up to Alex now. Alex?
Terry, congratulations to you. It appeared during the fight, Terry, that after some rough moments in round 2 that you were pacing yourself and depending upon your superior experience and conditioning to keep your title.
That's exactly what I was doing. I knew I had quicker hands, but he started out real quick, real fast. He had warmed up, I guess.
Did he surprise you?
Yeah, he surprised me. He came out in the first round, caught me with a good punch, and rocked me a little bit. But I was ready for that. I knew that a younger fighter was going to come out, wanting the title and everything. I knew he was going to come out fast. So, I kind of paced myself. And I knew eventually I'd catch up with him, and that's what happened.
Did you have to make any adjustments to his southpaw stance during the fight?
I did. He's a little different from the southpaws I was fighting, and quicker, quicker hand speed. So I had to set him up and just land good shots on him. I had to hurt him to the body a little bit, and then I started taking him out to the head.
Terry, a lot has been said by you and other people about your impatience, you're wanting to get that big, huge payday that you feel you deserve based upon what you've done in your career so far. How difficult was it for you to motivate yourself for one of the lesser names and in a fight in which you weren't being paid the big money?
Really, it's not hard at all. I can motivate myself for any fighter. I love to fight. That's what it is. I got the kill instinct in me, and I just want to fight, stay busy. And that's exactly what, the money, I'm getting paid good money now, but there's bigger paydays out there, and I'm looking forward.
Terry, we're going to take a look at some action from the fight. This is the final round in the fight. I'm sorry, this is the first knockdown. We're going to roll the tape. Terry Norris on the left of your screen. There he tries a left lead, and boom, you score with the right hand.
Yeah, that was just a counter punch. I came back in my corner. That was telling me to use quick hands and counter off his punches. And that's exactly what I did. I countered off his punch and landed a good right hand.
This is the end of the fight.
Well, just setting him up, just basically wanted to put him out. And I knew I had him hurt. I knew I could take him out.
Terry, what do you see in terms of your future? A lot of people talk about Meldrick Taylor coming up to fight you. A lot of people talk about you going at the middleweight. Which way do you feel about it right now? What do you think is going to be in the future for you?
Right now, I would like to fight. I would like to fight whoever steps in front of me. Meldrick Taylor, I don't think he wants to fight. But if he comes up, I'll just meet him halfway. I weigh 52 today, 152 today, so I can meet him halfway or something. Just get something started there. But if not, I'll move up to middleweight and
Terry,
try one of those guys.
Isn't the problem for you that there isn't anybody really big money for you to fight in your division? That you're kind of an in-between guy. You're as close to welterweight as you are to middleweight, and that it's going to be difficult for you to put that weight on to go up to middleweight. Is that accurate?
I don't think so. I train hard. I think even if I come in weighing 57, 56, I'll just do something just to keep my weight on me. I train real hard, so I lose my weight real quickly. But I'll do something. I think I can handle the middleweights as well as the welterweights. So I just whoever steps in front of me. That's what I'm trying to stress. Julian Jackson, he criticized me on TV and everything. On national TV. If he wants to fight, come on.
Congratulations to you, Terry. Impressive performance. Thanks very much. Let's go back to ringside with Dan.
Okay, thank you, Alex. And the sixth title defense by terrible Terry Norris as he knocks out Carl Daniels. We'll be back here at ringside in a moment on Fruit of the Loom Professional Boxing, coming to you from San Diego.